What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. So we have a brand new ban list, and oh my goodness, I think that things are definitely about to change. Now, the reason I didn't do a ban list discussion as far as like predictions or what I think should happen was simply I didn't think that like it was relevant this time around. It seemed pretty impossible to try and figure out when Konami was going to release the new ban list, because they've recently shown that they're not beholden to any period of time. Like they're not just gonna make formats specifically, you know, 3 months or 6 months or 2 months or anything like that anymore. So we really don't know when we're gonna be getting like new ban lists. So I want to look at this list. I want to see what's gonna happen with the game. I've seen a couple of cards, but I haven't really looked at the list completely. And again, with Breaker of Shadows coming out, it looks like we're gonna get a brand new meta. In addition, we've got Dimension of Chaos that's like about to come out like right now. So all right, first up, let's look at the ban cards. We have Qliphort Towers. Oh my goodness. That one is, I think a lot of people wanted that one. I think when they looked at Towers, they thought, oh, it's 3 tributes. It's so hard to summon. We can make it super powerful. And then you know, people start to realize, like, wait a minute, it's searchable. And you can pendulum summon 3 cards. That's relatively easy in Qliphort. And there's a card in Sacrifice that makes the monsters count as 2 tributes. And then on top of that, when you happen to tribute for 3 monsters, if you have a card like what is it, Monolith, then you get to draw 3 cards. Qliphort Towers was just a card that is like so impossibly hard to kill, where most decks only have like 1 out, maybe 2. When a card like King Crab is being played just to kill towers, like, you know that there's a problem when we're playing terrible cards just to kill 1 monster. Towers is definitely a ban that I'm like happy with. I can see that. We have Shurit, Strategist of the Nekroz. Holy shit! Well, RIP Nekroz, ladies and gentlemen. You will not be seeing this deck anymore as far as like the best deck of the game. I'm not gonna say Nekroz is dead, but Jesus, they banned Shurit outright. To me, that tells me, look, we get it, guys. We made Nekroz way too OP, and now we're trying to make amends. Essentially now Nekroz will have to tribute like a real basically, Shurit was the card that they always wanted to tribute. And not just that they wanted to tribute, but like even when you played the Nekroz Mirror, it paid for anything. It paid for decisive armor for the Nekroz of Trishula. It was everything to that deck. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they would rather ban this than something like Trishula, where it's like, oh great, now the deck doesn't have any power plays. But this was, oh my god, I so did not see this coming. I thought the limitation was enough, but holy shit, Konami really wanted to make a point that, like, okay, we get it, guys. We won't let you guys be destroyed by Nekroz. And when you think about it, there really hasn't been a deck like that is dominated for, I mean, pretty much for like 8 straight months like Nekroz has. Shaddoll Construct! No! Oh my god, they banned Construct! RIP! No! Shaddolls are dead! Oh my god, they killed Construct! I can't believe they did it! They did it! Oh, I have 2 Constructs and they're worthless now. Oh my goodness, that is like so overboard for them to go from 0 to 60 on Shaddolls. That is like, who saw that coming, guys? I can't believe that they actually did that. Now, look, let's be real. Construct is not a balanced card. I would argue that it's probably top 5 boss monsters in the game, arguably top 3. The card is ridiculous. It does do everything that Shaddolls need. Remember when Window was like the best one? And then everybody slowly but surely started to realize, like, Construct's like way better. Because not only does it trigger whatever you want, not just what you send, but it beats over pretty much anything. And it's so impossibly hard to kill. And it's a good card to get back from Falco. But damn, dude, it's so weird to see them go from 0 to 60 on the deck, from where Shaddolls really haven't been touched at all. You know, and then it's like, bam, we're just gonna ban Construct, because it's banned in the OCG. That's why I thought that maybe they would I thought that it would be a much better chance of them limiting it first, or limiting Shaddoll Fusion, but holy shit. And Exciton Knight Evilswarm Exciton Knight. Look, I've been saying this for a long time, and people have been trying to dispute it. Exciton Knight is not a balanced card. Exciton Knight is it's like one of the only cards in Yu-Gi-Oh that rewards you for playing bad. Thank God. Like, this is one of those cards where finally, with it being out the game, you no longer have to constantly worry about, okay, well, do I have an answer for Exciton Knight? I don't want to lose my whole field. Like, yeah, you could say, well, people can make Black Rose, but it's so much more difficult to make Black Rose. And even when you do make Black Rose, like, Black Rose doesn't reward you for playing bad. Evilswarm Exciton Knight does, and Black Rose doesn't work on both turns. Like, Exciton Knight does. Exciton Knight was one of the worst design cards ever. Like, all right, we're gonna make a card like Judgment Dragon, but it only works when you're losing. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on. And it's generic, and it's so easy to summon. I have one of these. I mean, that's essentially $30 that I'm out. Well, like, really, 35, something like that. But whatever. Good riddance, Exciton Knight. You were a terribly designed card. I'm happy about that. Qliphort Scout is limited. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Okay, well, you know what? I think Konami is just like, all right, Qliphort, you aren't a deck anymore. Qliphort Scout is now limited. Oh my goodness. That is so over. You are over the line, Konami. Red card, man. All right, guys. Qliphorts are no longer playable. I'm sorry. You can, without towers, is like, who cares? Because you can just play the deck regular. With only one scout, if your shit gets MST'd, you are so boned. Now I think you like have to play climate change. Yeah, you pretty much have to main deck like 2 climate changes. Because it's just, like, if your scout gets banished, you lose. If your scout gets MST'd early, you're probably gonna lose. Graff, Malebranch of the Burning Abyss. All right, look, we saw this coming. A lot of people said that it should be Seer because I think Seer is a little more powerful than Graff, honestly. Because Graff, like, yeah, you can get anything you want from the deck, and Seer can be early. Like, in the early game, it could be dead, but Seer also gets back Dante and it gets back Virgil. Like, it can get shit back that's like way more powerful than the things in your deck that have to be used with other BA monsters. But okay, look. I'm glad that they hit Burning Abyss in some form or fashion. This means that this is probably going to happen to the OCG eventually, but Burning Abyss couldn't just say, all right, we lost Turgad, we're fine. Like, nah, dude, you either needed to have Fire Lake banned, or either Graff or Seer had to get limited. I'm gonna, you know what, I even though I'm like halfway through this list, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm gonna say Serteller Knights, nothing happened to them. I'm gonna say they skated free. I'm just putting that out there. Mathematician limited to 1. That's taken from the OCG. I'm okay with that. It kind of sucks because I'm gonna have to edit some of my decks on Dueling Network, but I can see that one. Mathematician is a card that I thought was it when you compared it to cards that were similar to it. It did a little too much. If you compared it to things like Armageddon Knight, Armageddon Knight, it's like, well, this card not only does it let you draw, it has more attack, and you know what I mean? It's just an overall better monster. It doesn't have to send darts. Like, yeah, I get that Armageddon Knight can send, high-level monsters, but Mathematician sent any low monster, any attributes, and when it died by battle, you get to draw a card. So it's like a lot of times it's a floater. I can understand Mathematician being at 1. And I think actually in the OCG at one point, if not right now, Armageddon Knight was like limited. So that card definitely. The Nekroz of Brionac and the Nekroz of Unicore are both limited. RIP Nekroz, you are dead. Alright, now I can pretty much say this. I might actually start playing Nekroz now because with no Shurit and Brio and Unicore at 1, man, like the only legitimate power play you have now is the Kaleidoscope play. I think... Holy, I don't know what Nekroz is going to do now. Like, I get that you can play the clowns and stuff in it. Now the clowns are, like, mandatory because you need good tribute fodder. But, I mean, just that whole being able to, like, cycle through your deck super fast with your Brios and Colossus, like, that's just done. I mean, damn, they really shit on it. Holy shit! Ulti-Cannahawk is limited! Why you kill Ritual Beast? You killed my Spirit Beast! No! Holy shit! Ritual Beasts are, oh my goodness. Okay, well clearly Konami has been watching that. They were looking at Nationals and like, man, we are really getting sick of these people doing this play. Yeah, Ritual Beast Ulti-Cannahawk is limited. That deck is dead now. Unless Spirit Beast gets some new cards, there's no way that they can compete with one Cannahawk. Everybody knows that constantly Cannahawk shuffling, and a lot of times you could make, well, I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, you can use the same Cannahawk, but there have been times where they've used, like, multiple Cannahawks in a turn. That is a huge hit, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, you can go into the same Cannahawk a couple of times, but there are times when your first Cannahawk might die and you need to go into a second one. What happens if your Cannahawk gets, hit with Solemn Warning? What happens if your Cannahawk get hits with a Solemn Notice? Like, you don't have any more plays, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ultimate Apelio, Ultimate Gaia, like, those cards are good. Ultimate Pedalfin is actually deceptively good, but, like, Cannahawk is the Rob Van Dam of the deck. It's the whole effing show. Oh, my God. This is, like, the first time where they have pretty much gone after everything that is good, and I will still cross my fingers and say Sorcerer Knights are not getting hit. I just feel like they're just not going to get hit. All right, moving on. Shaddoll Fusion. Why even kick? Why? This is just cruel and unusual. you already killed like Construct. Why are you just doing this now? This is, you know what this is? This is because of, you guys can blame Cloudblade on this. Like, this is because if the clowns had never been released, Shaddolls would have basically faded into nothingness because they couldn't really beat Nekroz that consistently, and even their Burning Abyss matchup was okay. But now with the Clown Blade making the deck good again, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to play them. Maybe we would have seen a limitation on Construct, but god damn, banning Construct and Shaddoll Fusion, that's cruel and unusual. Let me see. Reinforcements of the army. I've been calling for this for 6 months now. Like, I'm sorry. As a Sorcerer Knight player, I can just say reinforcements of the army had to go. Okay, it's too good of a card. Everybody says, well, Cap. Oh, well, it hurts my. I'm trying to think of a couple of warrior archetypes that don't have their own search cards. Like Battling Boxers. I think that's. I'm sure there are more out there. But look, the point is, just about every deck has their own, you know what I mean, Shi En Smoke Signal or E Emergency Call or something like that. Even though, ironically enough, Tellarknights don't. They have the Neb, so it's all Gucci. The point is, reinforcements of the army is way too good. Konami is pretty much they've garnished every single deck in the game at this point with its own damn searching card, except like Ritual Beast. So I just don't think we need Rhoda giving, you know what I mean? There's no machine, of the army. There's no reinforcements of the machines or anything like that. Like, Rhoda just need to go to 1. I've been saying that for a while. You can run this shit in way too many decks, and it was starting to become like, remember how Tenki was right after what I call the Beast Warrior Revolution, where Beast Warriors became the best type in the game, where Tenki was like, damn, it's being played in Fire Fist, it's being played in Boojins, it's being played in Constellars. These are arguably the best decks in the game. Like, Rhoda has pretty much eclipsed that because it was playing in Nekroz and Sorcerer Knights and every other deck under the freaking sun. All right, we're still on the limited list. Okay, no new traps. Thank God, but I would have liked to see evac device possibly go to like 2 or something like that. Next up, semi-limited Seer. Oh man, they went in on Burning Abyss. They hit Seer and Graff. Okay, you know what? I'm actually thinking that BA is still gonna be really good because with Beatrice, the Eternal Lady, I'm sure that card is probably going to get to the TCG a lot quicker than we anticipated. Like, Burning Abyss are still going to have a lot of good plays. No doubt you're going to have to run a lot of the other BA monsters. And, I mean, you'll just have to think about when you use your Graff. You can't just throw your Graff out there. Also, I think, like, Maxi is just going to shit on your deck now. It used to be, oh, I don't care about Maxi because I still have all my other great BAs. And I think Fiend Griefing will become a lot more important in the deck than it was before. And, I mean, Burning Abyss is just going to be a lot more skillful. All right. That was the only limited card. And no longer limited. Spellbook of Fate, oh snap, Geargiagear, double oh snap, Legendary Six Samurai, Shi En, and Chaos Sorcerer. These two don't make any difference. Spellbook of Fate and Geargiagear are huge. I just had somebody comment in a video, Cap. If Geargiagear is unlimited, you may see some Geargia play. Dude, I think I gotta build Geargia now. I think I have to build Geargia now because That could be actually good. People forget how powerful a turn 1 Geargiagear was. I said that it was the most uncounterable play in Yu-Gi-Oh! During that format. Like, Geargiagear was so good. You just set it, set your Geargiagear armor, and if you resolve Gear, you just win. Like, if your opponent didn't have a Black Horn of Heaven to stop your Gear Giant X, like, you won the duel. Because you were going to get a +1 off of Gear Giant X. You were going to get a +1 off of Geargiagear armor. And it was like, okay, well, GG. Like, you've already got 2 +1s and a 2300 monster and a Geargiagear armor that's just going to constantly plus itself. So, Spellbook of Fate, time will tell. If Prophecy can get turn 1 Spellbook like Blue Boy, and he can actually just hit the field and not die, I could see this making a huge impact. So this is a huge game-changing list. I like that Konami went after some cards that I thought had been problem cards for a while. The main two that come to my mind are Towers and Exciton Knight. Like, they're just poor. They're just poorly designed cards. Like, don't reward players for playing bad, and don't give players an easy to summon card that ends like that basically says you don't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you can't kill this monster unless you have 1 or 2, you know, random outs. The card seems, I mean, this list seems pretty damn good. Like, I like it a lot. So let me know what you guys think. I think this is a game changer. I think that Burning Abyss got a punch to the jaw. I think Qliphorts are borderline dead. I think Nekroz are still highly playable. I just don't think they'll be like best deck of the game. I am shocked that they went after Ritual Beast. I gotta look into that one. I feel like Ritual Beast can still be good, but one Cannahawk is like, holy shit. They took out the Cannahawk loop. I can't believe that. I think Shaddolls are dead because no construct, no party. I think Sorcerer Knights instantly shoot up the list. And this is going to be a hell of a ride. I think that they also made all of the decks from Dimension of Chaos are instantly going to be like no lower than tier 2 now. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Cosmos, best deck of the format. Like, shit didn't get touched at all. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, I've been rambling too long.